There are some amazing dishes you can prepare for the end game, with insane bonuses to resource farming and combat. However, for these you're gonna need some rare plants like peppercorn and especially morels. Oh boy. Well, I've got you covered. It's your man 4yam again, back with a new Once Human guide in which I'm gonna share everything you need to know. An essential farming and seed location guide to setting up your own farm, make plant fertilizer, find all sorts of rare seeds, including the morels, and multiply your yield for maximum efficiency. So let's get right to it. I quickly want to say a big thanks to every single one of you guys who recently joined the channel and all the people who left positive feedback on my recent Once Human videos. My channel is getting a lot of traffic for the game, which I'm very grateful for. If you're new here, be sure to check out my Once Human playlist. It's filled with essential tips and tricks, all sorts of things you want to know about the game to make your life a lot easier. Let's go! Anyways, let's begin with some farming essentials before we go and check out the rare seed locations like Morel and Peppercorn. First, you want to open up your Memetics menu, then make your way to the Logistics tab. And after you've picked up dishes, you want to check out Planting to the right. Pick up compost bins so you can start making fertilizer. And also take planter boxes and fertilizers 1, so you can start planting for real and increase the yield of your crops. So right now, if we check out the supplies workbench and type in fert, we can find the fertilizers, which we've just unlocked. While you want to focus on yield boost first, so you can multiply the rare seeds, which we're going to hunt for in a bit. This one not only requires regular mushrooms, but also fertilizer. For which, you guessed it, you're going to need that compost bin, which we picked up earlier. So you can place all sorts of snacks inside, including the meats and vegetables you come across during your adventures, but primarily you want to use it for spoiled food, because then you can turn this not so delicious snack into some sweet fertilizer, which is going to be of the exact same quality compared to pretty much anything else, which is more valuable, by the way, you place inside. Anyways, after you've made some fertilizer, it's time to get back to the supplies workbench and craft that, for example, yield boost fertilizer, so you can multiply precious seeds and make as many of the veggies you want for future crafts and dishes. For starters, I definitely recommend you to place your planter boxes outside, so they have plenty of natural lighting, with also enough irrigation from time to time during rain, but this is where you can select your crops or seeds to plant. So we're going to plant some Morel Seeds, which we want to multiply. I'm going to show you how to get them in a second, but then we also want to add some water. Boiled water can be made from dirty water, which you can collect pretty much anywhere. Well, if we look at the slider, you see that we don't need much of that. Make sure to stay the green-bluish zone with the indicators, while yellow also works. Red though, not recommended, as this will ruin your crops. Be sure to revisit your planter boxes from time to time and double check the indicators so they're in the nice sweet green zone. There are some perks how you can automate irrigation and make all this even more efficient. I can definitely cover this in, for example, an in-depth endgame farming guide. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in that. For the yield boost fertilizer, we're gonna need to pick up a couple mushrooms. So let's first check out where you can find these and also get your hands on mushroom seeds, which are going to be useful for all sorts of things. So what you want to do is find a teleportation tower. And the nice thing is this farm can actually be used in the early game, as it's in the Broken Delta zone, which is level 17-ish recommended. You basically want to search for a place southwest of the Mayor's Market. You can also use this one as quick travel, while the specific teleportation tower, which we're gonna need, is right above the Sunbury Middle School and east of Sunbury. So use that one. What you're gonna do from this position is go and walk a little bit uphill to the north, as this is where you will find a cave with which you can just jump down, deploy your glider, and here we are. So this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is an insane cave system with a whole lot of mushroom, as you can see. So we just picked up the first one. We get some mushrooms, but also mushroom seeds. Same counts for this one right here. And right now, you simply want to make your way to the west, as right here you will find plenty more mushrooms. If you want, you can take out the deer right here to get your hands on some extra barbecue meat or pelts, while you can also do some mining right here to get some precious resources. But without doubt, the mushrooms are the most interesting thing right here, as these only grow in caves, or you can of course also cultivate them at your base. So we currently have 58 mushrooms. Be noted though that these can spoil, so you want to use them in time. Well, we also picked up a ton of the mushroom seeds. Anyways, if you want to farm more, what you can do is teleport back to your base and then quick travel back to the teleportation tower and do the exact same run all the way to the west to the end of the cave system, or of course take your motorcycle or whatever vehicle and drive back to basically rinse and repeat the process. So now that you have your planter boxes set up and ready and know all the essentials about farming to make fertilizers, etc., let's go and check out those rare seed locations, both the peppercorn and especially the morel, because boy, these can be tricky. Both peppercorn and peppercorn seeds are actually a lot easier than you think. All you need to do is make a quick trip to Blackfell, the main town in the Red Sands area. When you're there, you want to turn around and walk to the east, as this is where you will find a little bar with multiple vendors. You want to interact with Lacey in the front, as she will give you access to both the peppercorns with a daily limit of 3, but also 3 peppercorn seeds. Just pick up all 3 and start using the yield boost fertilizer to get your hands on as many as you like. While it is possible, you also come across these during your adventures when looting containers. And this is also what brings us to the Morel Seeds, as these can only be found when you are lucky at specific locations. So let's check it out. The first one, where I also managed to pick up my first seeds, is this one right here, the 73 source extraction point. It's only a little bit north of this teleportation tower where I currently have my base, while this is where you will find Blackvale. If we zoom in, we're currently east of the icon. You don't want to check out the tall building, but instead walk to the right, as this place is filled with chemists, which you first want to deal with, but it's also filled with containers which you can pick up every couple hours, which also have a chance of containing the precious seeds. Especially the white ones, the cabinets, are the ones you want to focus on, as these have a chance of containing seeds. For example, this one right here has some red seeds. If you didn't find the seeds you're after, you simply want to fly to the south and interact with all the containers right here as well. Sweep all the floors, then go to this specific spot, pick up a couple more, and then also visit the watchtower. My absolute favorite place though to secure Morel, Peppercorn and other rare seeds is the Sunshine Farm, which you can find a little bit to the north of this zone, north of the Forsaken Monolith and also Blackfell. We've got a teleportation tower pretty close to it. Be warned though that the mobs in this zone are pretty high level, much higher than mine, but still a walk in the park with my build, as I absolutely shred through this area. You can find plenty of containers right here in which you will of course have a chance of finding that specific seed, but it's always going to be random. Again, you can revisit this place every X amount of hours, but these in my opinion are the best places to farm for specifically the Morel seed. So just rinse and repeat the process, revisit them every X amount of time, and before you know it, you will secure some of these seeds. Ah, look at that. We just picked up some sweet peppercorn seeds. And here we go, some more tulip seeds. If you want to know more about my sniper build, be sure to check it out in the top right of the screen. It's not focused on the end game yet, while it already destroys everything in its path. Let me know in the comments if you want me to make an updated version for level 40 to 50. So now that you've gotten your hands on the precious Morel, it's time to craft some superior dishes. With a Stardust energy drink, you can literally have double jump for 30 minutes, while with the Stargazy pie, you will have increased crit damage by 25%. Stardust Raspberry Shaved Ice also increases your continuous debuff effect by 20%. Canned lunch, also an amazing one to have, while my absolute favorite one in the list would be the canned seafood in oil. This one gives you a chance to have 66, 666 or 6,666 yield bonus for the final strike when mining or logging, for which you're gonna need that precious Morel. Of course, before you can make these delicious dishes, you first want to check out the logistics tab. Go all the way down in the dishes. You will find electric stoves right here, where you can also pick up the sanity gummy, refrigeration, integrated kitchen, dishes 3, and finally dishes 4, with especially that precious canned seafood in oil. So there you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, a big thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content or found it helpful, it would be amazing if you can spare 1 second of your time, hit that like button, and share your thoughts in the comments down below. More questions or video suggestions are always very welcome. Right now though, it is 4 AM out. Don't forget to check out our Discord with thousands of members and continue the discussion. But for now, I want to wish you an amazing day. I'll check you in the next video or live stream. Peace.